Hello and welcome back to another video. I'm Zelf and today we are talking about solos and squads. There are some missions that is very obvious that you'll benefit a lot from playing in squads. For example, this one where you are trying to open relics, and if you can get people with similar relics, it's gonna increase your chances. I have no idea what I'm supposed to. But there are some missions, like for example capture missions, that you might actually find it a lot easier to do solo. Like there is no incentive or reason that you would want not to do it solo. Unless you're like seriously under level or you don't have the good weapons. Now hopefully you're not to the point where you're kind of just hoping to be carried, because no one really likes to do other people's dirty work, even though it doesn't really affect them. So basically we're gonna list down like some pros and cons between soloing and also in squads. And then at the end we'll talk down in the comments and see what you guys think which one is better. Now in general you'll probably feel like, playing in squads is always better because more people equals more firepower. You could probably do more in squads than you can do in solo. But in Warframe it's a little bit different, because one of the things is that there are ways where people could troll you. For example, let's say rescue missions. If the person that the rescue target is chasing happen to be, not going for the extraction, then in those situations you might actually end up losing the mission. Another way that things can end badly is when you need to interact with something like a panel or some sort, and someone happens to be playing Limbo and you can't activate it. You can't use the lift because he has catalysm on. So in some weird way these issues are somewhat intentional, but there are also cases where it's not intentional. People legit want to help but they just couldn't keep up, and instead they cause you some form of trouble. So for example, this is also because of how the game kind of works. The more members you have, the more spawns you have, and sometimes in hard missions you don't really want to have that many enemies. So now let's say because you have more allies, you have more enemies to deal with, and let's say you're doing, I don't know, survival mission, and it's important to kill fast so that you can get more life support. But although someone is trying his best, he isn't killing fast enough. In fact, he's luring a lot of enemies to him. Maybe he's playing a frame that's more tanky than damagey. And also let's say he's just happened to not be around you. He always goes off somewhere else, looking for caches or containers. Now there can be other reasons. Let's say they are slow, they get lost really often. Even though it's time to extract and you're already there, but you kind of have to wait for them. Sometimes people have different agendas, like they want to hunt for a specific item, maybe organ cells, and they want to stay on as long as they can. So even though the objective is done and you want to extract, they would just keep fighting until the timer runs out and it kind of force extract them. Now there are other less intentional stuff, like for example using a Slova or a Speed Nova in a really hard mission or in a really low or easy mission where you can do a lot faster, but then someone brought in a Slova and everything just took way longer than they should. Another one can be like Frost's Snow Globe, where it also blocks your bullets. So if he were to spam a lot of globes, it might actually get in the way of you shooting the enemy, unless you want to go for melee attacks. Which I guess that kind of... Thank you. Which I guess that kind of works on Catalysm as well. Does Catalysm still block bullets? I'm not too sure. Now another thing would be, I guess, the loots, right? If you go in alone, everything that you kill, you know where the loots are, and you probably pass by as you kill them, you're gonna pick them up. But if there's a lot of people, then everything's gonna be spread out, and you might miss out on some good loots or something that you actually need. Which I'm also wondering, like, why DE did not, allow that form of team play where when people pick up something, you get it too. Like how you see it in Wheeljack currently. Like, why didn't they implement that? Because It's not like we have a cap on how many loots we get, do we? And even if we do, it doesn't make a difference if you get more. So why not make the things that I pick up be distributed to everyone in the team? Then of course there's also the issue of, host migration, ping. Maybe the host is like not good, it's not in your region, you're experiencing lots of lag. Or maybe sometimes there's like a door in front of you, and to unlock it you need a friend because you're not soloing. And there's also issues like between warframes. Some warframes doesn't work well with other warframes. Like if you're running a Saren and someone's running like an AoE burst damage and it's just constantly, destroying your spores. But in situations where you're hunting enemies for loots, then having more players means more spawns, then that might actually be a better thing. Now, my feeling is that the game, Warframe, needs to do something about it. Needs to make it such that team play has better rewards. There's more reason to be playing not alone. Because I feel like at least most of the games wants to reward us for playing together. But if the game has so many restrictions when playing together, then people might not even want to be playing together. So maybe another interesting topic that we can talk about down in the comments is how can DE sort of like make this work? What kind of rewards should we get for team play over, playing alone? Like, do we get more experience as in a group? Like, although I know that we get more spawns and in that sense, we got a little bit more affinity, but still, I feel like there should be a added group bonus. There used to be raids, which is very heavily reliant on teammates. But well, sadly they removed that, so I guess no point in crying over spilled milk. I can't help but feel like the Railjack is trying to compensate for the loss of the raids. But at the same time, I also think that they should bring back something like the raids, because it is one of the few things that is truly challenging in Warframe. So if you are a solo player and you play solo most of the time, let me know down in the comments what made you choose this decision. And if you prefer to play with people, even though you guys don't really interact much in the game, but at least you don't feel alone, and maybe you feel like things move on a lot quicker, let me know your thoughts as well. So lastly, I want to say that this is potentially my last Warframe video for a while, because Temtem is coming out and I'm really looking forward to play it. I'm not too sure how much it costs yet, so if it's really too much, I guess I'll have to pass. But so far the review seems to be really good, and I kind of look for something new to sink my teeth in. The money made in the recent Warframe videos is going to go to upgrading some of my equipment. I really like to thank all of you Warframe fans for being so curious and socially active with me. For the past month or so, I've been coming over to the dry dock almost every single day. And I guess today I need to say goodbye to this place. So, goodbye dojo. Bye Rocinante, it's been fun. Bye tree that I don't understand how you grow out from this. So I'll still be making videos, but it's not going to be Warframe related. And I understand if you do not want to stick around, but if you do stick around and want to play Temtem with me or anything, feel free to join my Discord. Let's start talking and sharing ideas. But if you don't plan on playing Temtem because it's a pay-to-play game, hopefully I can be the one to play on your behalf and bring you through this journey. Also, Chinese New Year is around the corner. I don't really know if I can keep making videos every single day because I have to go out visiting and stuff. And also, although Temtem seemed like a very fun game, I'm not too sure how good it would be content-wise, because some games are just fun to play, but there's a lot of walking around, moving around, a lot of dead air, and it just doesn't make for an interesting video. So we're gonna see how that goes, but I would definitely at least make a week's worth of Temtem content. Now I have a feeling that the developers of Temtem is actually making the game more of a social platform. But since you kind of need something to do, so the gaming aspect would be pretty much Pokemon. And from the previews, we see that there will be housing, there's emotes, there's fashion. So I guess like even if you are not really into the whole idea of training a Pokemon and fighting dojo leaders or gym leaders, you might still be interested in the whole idea of finding a friend, working together, and customizing a life in that game. Anyways, thanks so much for watching. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye bye.